talk to you about our recent European trip, which was absolutely fabulous. Giving you information about what it costs and all that kind of stuff, and how many miles and where we visited. And then we'll do a separate one. So if you want to see the Stratford-on-Avon vlog, have a look in the playlists and see if you can find it. You should be able to find it. Anyway, first we'll say we really enjoyed our European trip. It was fabulous.
Amazing, it was.
It was fantastic. To be honest, everything went really well, didn't it?
It did.
I mean, I broke my bumper with a little bush, which surprised me because it didn't seem like it was very strong. But yeah, broke my plastic, which I've now fixed, and I've done a really good job. Haven't I, Kazy?
You have, that's good.
In fact,
You'll have to show.
I'll have to show you in the Stratford-on-Avon one when I'm camped up how I did it, and explain the tool that I used for it, which I brought, which turned out to be fantastic. So I was delighted with that, and the bumper's got all its integrity back now, so all good. Anyway, back to the European trip and the costs. We travelled 2,897 miles altogether through 9 countries in 21 days, didn't we?
We did.
Which sounds pretty amazing, doesn't it, really?
It was amazing, I don't know, it was amazing.
I always thought we could do it, but actually doing it was fantastic. We did have to do some long stints as well.
Yeah.
One in particular I can remember was leaving Poland to get into sort of Germany. Anyway, we drove for 420 miles, and that was 8 hours. That was thereabouts, wasn't it?
Yeah. Roughly, yeah.
The weather on some occasions was absolutely horrendous, and it always seemed to be when we was driving. So high winds, so much
rain.
Yeah, so torrential rain. The winds were that strong that they were hitting us on the side, and I thought I was being hit by a truck. I mean, that jolted us, didn't it?
It did. It was.
And that was happening every time we drove
On the motorway.
on the motorway. So the poor old motorhome was having to cope, always against the wind as well. So I'm going to give you the figures for the fuel costs. Just bear in mind that the van had to work tremendously hard against the wind, and they're all these motorhomes are heavy things, so I don't think the costs were too much on that score. But yeah, it was fighting against the wind. Our motorhome's automatic, so you could tell when it struggled because it changed down, you see. And the motorway, believe it or not, wasn't flat. It was quite hilly, very hilly in places. So you're climbing hills, and the engine, you could hear the engine changing down for the hills, changing down for the wind. All good anyway. So yeah, we did 2,897 miles, and that cost us in fuel £844, which I didn't think was too bad. I don't know what it equates to a gallon, but it's somewhere between 26 and 30 to a gallon, I suppose, something like that. It's irrelevant really. It's £844, so there you go. What else have we got on there? So campsites.
We went on campsites.
We went on campsites, and we had electric at every one of them. We didn't stop at, well, we stopped at one air, but it was more like a campsite. It's a very posh air.
It's very
It got
nice.
electric, showers, all the facilities. That was about, that was in a place called Aachen in Germany, which ended up, that cost us about £19 with electric. That was good. So campsites altogether, £636 we spent on campsites. The most expensive being around the £40 mark. something like that.
And we stopped on 2 nights each campsite.
Most campsites we stayed 2 nights, unless we was just trying to make ground. We only stopped 1 night just to rest, really. Sorry about the noise and the road noise, but it's like I say, we're driving to Stratford-on-Avon to meet up with some friends. Food shopping, so Lidl and Aldi's, they're everywhere, aren't they?
Yeah, and that other one,
Dirk was in Amsterdam. We
Brilliant.
mostly shopped at Lidl,
Yes, we did.
and we cooked a lot, to be honest. Cooked quite a few meals, really.
Yeah.
Simple stuff.
We was tired and very busy.
Yeah, very tired sometimes. But the food shop was £128. It's alright, I've got it written down here from time. So food shopping, 128 quid for the 3 weeks. But again, that doesn't seem too bad.
And that was with wine as well, wasn't it? On occasion. Wine.
Yeah, buying wine and beer and stuff, yeah, that includes all that. We're not heavy drinkers, to be honest. A couple of beers, glass of wine with a meal, and we're happy with that. What else have we got on here? So trips, such as the bus trip in Salzburg, Sound of Music bus trip, the Vernacular Railway in Salzburg, boat trip in Amsterdam, these kind of things. We spent £232 on those. Worth every penny. They were fantastic, really loved them. And obviously the Salzburg one with the bus, if you've watched the video, it was important to me to do the bus trip, and it was great. I loved that.
It was brilliant, well worth doing.
Well worth doing, yeah. So that's it. That's the trips, £232. We did spend some money on. What did we spend some money on? Tolls, but not like you'd think. Like where you pay like the French tolls. No, we spent a £5 going through a tunnel on the way to Amsterdam.
Yeah.
And then obviously there was a couple of vignettes that you had to pay for, Austria and the Czech Republic. That was £18, the Czech one, and Salzburg was about £20. Sorry, Austria one was £20. And then the last category I've got here is eating out. Believe it or not, we spent 500 quid on that. That's meals, coffees, aperols. Obviously we had a few lovely subscribers help us out with a couple of super thanks. So we're very grateful for them for helping us out. Send us a little bit of money, which paid for a couple of aperols and some coffees. But yeah, 500 quid. We don't skimp. We weren't trying to save money.
We're on holiday.
So I don't know how much that comes to. I think I did add it up once, but it was something like £2,500 to visit 9 countries in 21 days.
And do exactly what we
And do exactly what we want. Stayed at campsites with electric.
Yeah.
So I don't know what you think. You can leave us some messages, but I didn't think that was too bad at all.
Not really.
Would we do it again? No, because we've done it. But if we hadn't done it, I'd do it. I'd do it again, definitely. All them places we ticked off our list. Our next trip won't be nowhere near as manic as that. It'll be much more laid back. We've got a couple of trips like the Stratford-on-Avon one. We've got Upton-on-Severn Blues Festival coming up. We've got an aeroplane holiday to California for Karen's birthday. And then in November we got a 3-month trip, which 7 days will be in France on the way down. The rest will be in Spain and Portugal, and then obviously whatever it takes to come back. And that's really not going to be like this. This was like let's get it ticked off, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And like I say, we don't need to do that again.
No, we knew it was going to be.
If I was to go back to a place and visit again, I think Prague for me.
Amsterdam.
Yeah, Amsterdam could do do with the next couple of nights. But yeah,
It was all lovely.
Prague was fantastic. Salzburg, we pretty much covered that in a couple of days,
Yeah.
really. But I dare say you could stay there longer if you wished. But that's about it, really. That's the costs. The holiday was fantastic. Definitely recommend doing all of the visits, visiting all the places we went to.
Definitely.
Did some great campsites. We obviously mentioned them on the vlog, so if you want to see where we stayed and how much they cost, it's all on the vlogs for the places we visited. But this was just to tell you what we spent, really.
And you booked 2 of the campsites in Bruges and Amsterdam that we didn't pre-book any of that.
That's right.
And they were...
So we planned the first 2 stops, which was Bruges and Amsterdam, like Karen says. But everything else, we winged it. We found them as we were travelling, or we were camped at the one place. We'd be looking to see where we were going to go the next day, and doing our sort of studying on the go, really. And we found some smashing places, absolutely fab.
Yeah.
So I think this for this particular vlog, explaining to you about what we spent. I think that's it, isn't it, Kaz?
Yeah.
So join us on the Stratford on Avon, which is the next vlog that we're going to do, which we've started now. So say ta-ra, Kaz. See you on the next one. Hey, go wait. Bye, everybody.